Alright, everybody. That was the end of another part. This is the beginning of a new part. If you missed what we did in the first few rounds there, we got the Zeus Cannon. We got the Mark Gun Ray 2. Both of them are fully upgraded. There are a couple of things we want from the box still. Matter of fact, just one in particular, which would be the Gersh devices. And I'm going to go ahead and try and get those now. I have 29,000 points. So points are not a problem. If you want to go ahead and fast forward this part while I try and get the Gersh devices, by all means do so. I don't want to bore anybody by rolling on the box repeatedly, but that is what I'm going to be doing right now. And if you want to know how I got the Zeus Cannon and the Mark Gun Ray 2, it was from rolling on the box. That's where they both come from. The gun I'm going to swap out is the Shoe Shining. It is the least effective of the three that I have. And I'm going to keep it in this box. Go ahead and get the sickle now, just because. Got points for it. The Dracon's a good gun. It's not bad. There's the teddy bear. Go ahead and move on. If those zombies die off during this, I will go back to the platform and proceed to go through another round before I continue hitting the box. Alright, I'm going to take this chance right here to go ahead and talk about the movie I had kind of teased earlier that I was going to be talking about, and that movie is The Never-Ending Story. If you have never seen The Never-Ending Story, I'll try not to give too many spoiler alerts out, but I will be talking about the feature. It came out in the 80s, so if you have not seen it, it is a gem that everybody should see, regardless of what age you are. It was designed for children, but it is quite a powerful film, in my opinion. And the story, The Never-Ending Story, starts out with a young boy who's in school, and he's kind of getting bullied in the beginning of it, picked on, kind of the outcast. And he finds himself a book that he's told is magical, and he brings it to the attic of the gymnasium, and he starts to read this book. There's the Gersh devices. That did not take long. That's what we wanted. So upon reading said magical book, the child is immersed into a world of fantasy. It's quite the story. If anybody is familiar with The Labyrinth, I would compare it to The Labyrinth quite a bit. It is not The Labyrinth, but it is it transforms a person from the reality that we all live in into a fable or fictional world full of all kinds of mystical creatures.
Time for a little breather.
It is truly the hero's journey. The hero's journey, the hero's quest. And the main character, outside of the one that we see in the school who's being bullied, who's reading the story, the main character of the book itself is a young boy named Atreyu.
This is gonna turn out real bad for you guys.
Now, Atreyu is a young boy. He is not a fully grown man, but he has the heart of a warrior. In the beginning scenes of the film, he is called in front of a council of the fictional world that is being portrayed, and the council tells him that there is a problem within our world, the nothingness. The nothingness is swallowing up everything that exists.
Letters are just a red mist everywhere.
So the characters of this world are very worried about this nothingness. They're worried that it's going to swallow everything as it has been continuing to do. So they tell everybody about the problem and say, what do we think we should do about this? And that is where the hero makes his entrance. Atreyu, this young boy. Everybody kind of laughs and mocks the young boy in the beginning, like, who are you and how are you powerful? Like, what makes you think you can solve this problem that us adults cannot? It is very simple for Atreyu. He has the heart of a warrior. He has the spirit and heart of a warrior. He is not afraid of anything. The nothingness does not scare him the way it scares these other people. Very quickly, the crowd realizes that Atreyu is actually the person who should take this task. It is his courage and his bravery that proves to these people that he is the one for the task. Now, Atreyu is not alone. He has a very close companion, which is his horse.
Wait, are you guys related to Nikolai?
His horse is a very, very, very important part of the film. I won't get too much into his companion. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but plays a very large role in the film,
Just all limping.
and there's a lot of sacrifices that need to be made.
See you in hell! Hoorah!
The movie has a lot of interesting half bat-like creature flying around, and you would think, oh no, this has got to be a bad guy. No, the bat is actually quite harmless. He's quite comical. No fear of the Batman. And there's other interesting characters as well. There's a turtle, a very large, very large turtle in a swamp, who shares his 2 cents on his thoughts of the nothingness, and definitely not on the side of Atreyu. There are also some other characters in the film, like the Rock Monster. I don't even know if that's the correct thing to call him. He's not really a monster. He's just a big rock guy. He's got some words of wisdom for Atreyu as well. Many regrets he has about not being able to save as many people as he would have wanted to. Atreyu makes it very clear to the rock giant that it's not his fault. That Atreyu shares the responsibility of not being able to save these people, for he has taken on this quest, and he knew the consequences of it. Another one of Atreyu's companions is Falkor. Falkor is a lucky dragon. More specifically, his lucky dragon. He actually proceeds to ride the dragon on parts of the film, which is pretty exciting, especially for a child. Alright, we'll go ahead and take him out. This is a very important part in the film where the villain of the film comes face to face with the hero, Atreyu. And this villain takes many different forms in the film, as far as being the nothingness and being a servant to the nothingness. And in this scene where the evil comes face to face with Atreyu, it changes itself into the form of a wolf, a black wolf. It reminds me of the movie 300 with the Spartans. And in the very beginning, the child is cast out into the wilderness, and he actually takes on a very similar wolf to this one in Neverending Story. And it's very similar outcome, which happens to both of these wolves. The warrior is confronted with evil and death. And the warrior does not flinch, stays consistent, and ultimately slays the beast. Talking to the wolf, and the wolf explains himself that I am a servant of the nothingness, and I've been sent here to destroy somebody who can stop our plans. The wolf explains to Atreyu that hope is the most important thing for life to go on, to succeed, to be successful. And the object of the nothingness is to take hope away from life. Because when life loses hope, it's easier to control. After the wolf tells this to Atreyu, the wolf explains to Atreyu, I am here to catch who can stop me. And the person who can stop me, I've been told's name is Atreyu. When Atreyu hears these words, Atreyu announces himself to the wolf and identifies himself as being Atreyu. Once he tells the wolf that he is Atreyu, he lets the wolf know, if everything is going to be destroyed anyways, you might as well know, my name is Atreyu, and I am the one you are here for. Atreyu grabs a sharp rock object from the ground and stabs the wolf and kills the wolf in this scene. I said I wasn't going to give away any spoiler alerts, and I don't think that spoils the movie at all. There's a lot more to learn from this movie. That's just one of my favorite scenes from it.
I'm surrounded.
Definitely a hero's journey. Quite a masterpiece. You watch a lot of old 80s movies nowadays, and they can be hard to watch because our technology has advanced so far since that time. But some of these movies were written so perfectly that even though some scenes may make you cringe, they're so worth watching. The messages and the stories in them are priceless, and they stand the test of time.
See you in hell, you undead maggots.
All right, on to round 30. We got monkeys.
All security personnel on high alert.
Alchemical antithesis, why not?
Sounds like we got a monkey.
I don't really have too much to worry about here. Most of the rest of this video is just going to be doing what I just did right there. I'm going to be talking about movies that I love. Started there with the Never-Ending Story, classic movie. Feel like I got enough said about that at this point, so I won't dive into that too much more. I think the next one I'm going to be talking about is The Goonies. The Goonies is another classic around the same era too, 80s, 90s, same era. The Goonies is classic. Most people have seen The Goonies. More people have seen The Goonies than have seen The Never-Ending Story, that's for sure. And I'm going to go ahead and buy it back right away. I got plenty of points. I can't do that. Need an unquenchable. If you have 4 perks or more, you cannot buy them back until you have an unquenchable or on the house. Around the stamina. Got their attention now. That'll do it. Cannot buy my stamina back either.
Woo! Max ammo!
Alright, we'll move on. Zeus Cannon. The Porter's Mark II ray gun.
Security level normalized. System defenses.
And this little KN-44, which would only be used for insta-kill at this point. Swap that out at some point for probably a shotgun. We also have the Gersh. That's a Gersh device right there. Kind of like the Shadows of Evil. Apothecon Servant. Very similar. You throw that little Ghostbuster device out there, it sends out a black hole, and nothing can resist the black hole. Give them the granddaddy. On to 31 here. I'll take this guy to about 55, 60, depending on how many parts it breaks down into and how much commentary I want to go through today. Alright. Running the laps, try not to get hit too much. You do not have a zombie shield on this map. And we'll give him the business. Alchemical Antithesis is your best friend at this point, unless you're still trying to go for more perks, like Unquenchable. And if I were to go for Unquenchable at this point, Stamina Up. That would be my next one. Stamina Up, followed by Widow's Wine. Those two I lost. I'm really regretting that. But we'll be alright. This will be the remaining zombies here. Not much spawning in. Quenchable, so I'll go ahead and hit it. Not worried about ammo yet. Cash back, not gonna help. There is no dead shot location or double tap on the map. The monkeys will not be able to take those ones away. So, if I were trying to lose a perk at this point to gain a perk without getting an Unquenchable, I would have to lose either Mule Kick or Speed Cola, Jug not being an option.
Now serving number 150.
Try and use a little more Zeus Cannon to speed this up.
For you guys.